What do people not realize has an extremely low chance of happening? Imagine sharing an idea with someone in a bar about how awesome it would be if Batman went up against Deadpool, and then seeing Hollywood take that idea and run with it. Too many people think plane crashes are more common than they are, but the reality is that the odds of a crash on a commercial flight are around 1 in 11 million. 3. The survival rate after receiving CPR outside of a hospital is approximately 7 to 10%, and it's even lower for senior citizens. The process can be quite harsh, as many people aren't ready to witness a 200-pound individual applying their full body weight onto an elderly person's chest, often breaking ribs, instead of allowing them to pass away peacefully. For coming out ahead in gambling if you do it often enough is misleading. Anyone with a basic understanding knows that typical gambling always has a negative expected value. The more you gamble, the more likely you are to lose in the long run. As the number of bets increases, the results will tend to average out to that negative expected value. That's why it's a good idea to quit while you're ahead if you win a bet, or better yet, avoid gambling altogether unless you see it purely as a form of entertainment. Many people try to justify their gambling by claiming it's just for fun, but in reality, they're often hoping to beat the odds, which is statistically unlikely. 5. The chances of shuffling a deck of cards into the same order as any other deck ever shuffled since the invention of cards is virtually zero. The number of possible arrangements for a 52-card deck is 52, an unimaginably large number. Even if someone shuffled cards continuously from now until the end of time, it's extremely unlikely that 2 shuffles would ever produce the exact same sequence. To clarify, the concept here isn't about the cards themselves or the act of shuffling as a randomizer, it's about the sheer size of 52. And the staggering number of possible permutations. Cards are just a familiar example to illustrate how difficult it is for humans to comprehend such vast numbers. While skilled card handlers can perform tricks to arrange cards in specific ways, that's not the point. The real takeaway is how bad we are at visualizing large numbers and the multitude of possibilities that arise from even a relatively small set of 52 unique items. So next time you want to impress someone, you can say, "Watch me do something no one has ever done before and never will do again," and then shuffle a deck of cards. It's a fun way to demonstrate the mind-boggling number of possible outcomes. 6. The likelihood of being killed by a serial killer is extremely low. During my sociology studies, my deviant behavior professor began a lesson on serial killers with this statement: statistically, none of you will be killed by a serial killer. The odds are nearly zero. Even the most prolific serial killers' victims represent a tiny fraction of all murder victims. Unfortunately, you are far more likely to be killed by someone you know. The same is true for sexual assault and trafficking, which are much more likely to be committed by acquaintances than by strangers. 7. One presidential candidate being shot and the other one dropping out inside of a 10-day span. Hope you liked the video. Follow for more.